Hello, I'm Diddle. If you had to pick the most overpowered character in Street Fighter 2, the unanimous choice would probably be Guile. Even those who have never played Street Fighter 2 have probably heard of him, as he is notoriously overpowered. Guile has delivered an overwhelming performance in almost every series, but here, I analyze his most powerful version, Street Fighter 2, the World Warrior Guile. Let's get started right away. Before diving into his special moves, we first need to understand the fundamentals behind his overwhelming performance. Guile's normal moves have no glaring weaknesses overall. Among all his normal moves, his crouching medium kick stands out with a devilishly powerful performance. This normal move grants significant frame advantage, even on block. Usually, other characters gain only a slight advantage when their crouching medium kick is blocked, but when Guile's crouching medium kick is blocked, the opponent is forced to guard twice. And the reach of his crouching medium kick is exceptionally long. Guile can easily land a hit from a distance where even Ryu's crouching heavy kick falls short. True to his nickname as a charging soldier, Guile's moves are all charge-based. By the time he lands 2 crouching medium kicks, he has already completed the charge for a sonic boom. So after 2 crouching medium kicks followed by a sonic boom, Guile can immediately continue applying pressure. Now, let's take a look at Guile's signature move, the sonic boom. With 2 crouching medium kicks followed by a sonic boom, you can easily build up stun. However, if a high stun gauge were the only overpowered aspect, it wouldn't even be worth mentioning. There are 2 more reasons why Guile's sonic boom is considered overpowered. First, the recovery after throwing a sonic boom is much faster than other projectile moves. If both characters throw a projectile at the same time and try to jump right after, Guile takes off significantly earlier. Since the key settings force both projectiles to be executed at the exact same time, no manual input is involved. From what I've just shown you, you can see how incredibly short Guile's recovery time is. Guile's far-standing heavy punch delivers incredible performance in close-range fireball battles. In later Street Fighter series, this move was changed to require pressing forward and heavy punch. However, in this version, as long as you're at a distance, simply pressing heavy punch will always trigger it. It's especially effective in close-range fireball trades, taking advantage of Guile's short recovery time, just like earlier. Since Guile's heavy normals are quite powerful, it's best to avoid fireball battles against him. This highlighted Guile's strengths in close-range fireball battles. Now, let's take a look at his long-range sonic boom game. First, let's compare the recovery time between the fundamental projectiles, Hadouken and sonic boom. When throwing a fireball at max range, Ken's guard stun ends even before Guile recovers, leaving him open for a throw. Of course, this doesn't happen with medium or heavy fireballs, but the light version is incredibly slow. Because of its short recovery and slow speed, Guile can move almost in sync with his sonic boom. Next, we have the fundamental projectile, Hadouken. Compared to Guile, Ryu is at a range where even his normal attacks won't reach. Unlike Guile, it's impossible to apply pressure while moving and throwing fireballs at the same time. This is another reason why Guile's long-range sonic boom is so effective. If the opponent feels overwhelmed by the pressure and jumps, you can easily counter with a normal attack. If they choose to stay grounded and keep blocking, you can gradually push them into the corner. Once trapped, they will only become more frustrated. Because by the time you block the sonic boom, Guile has already closed the distance, setting up an easy throw. As I mentioned, the Street Fighter series has always had strong throws, but they were even more powerful in the early titles. Getting hit by just 3 of these throws is enough to nearly KO the opponent. Of course, Guile can miss the throw timing and end up getting thrown instead. Skilled Guile players rarely make this mistake, but the risk is still there. However, this ultimately works in Guile's favor as his only real mind game. Because the opponent must stand and press a medium or heavy attack to attempt a throw, Guile can bait this and punish them with a low attack. If Guile opts not to go for a throw and instead goes for a low attack, he can follow up with a combo like this. This combo forces a heavy punch to connect after 2 crouching light kicks, dealing significant damage. It's a well-known CPS combo technique, so check out the Street Fighter 2 bug compilation. While it might seem like you could escape by using an invincible move, in this version, there is no reversal option after blocking or wake up. Because of this system, Guile benefits immensely. Even though I've only covered Sonic Boom so far, it's already clear how incredibly strong he is. Next, we'll look at Guile's signature anti-air move, the Somersault kick. As the series progresses, this move keeps getting nerfed, but here, it's completely overpowered. First off, no matter if you hit with the light, medium, or heavy version, the opponent is going down, guaranteed. Additionally, what makes its anti-air ability truly top tier is its ridiculously wide coverage. It can even hit opponents who have completely crossed over to the other side. It effortlessly covers side guard attacks regardless of strength, but it's not just strong defensively at the back. The front coverage range is insanely wide as well. Even now, from an awkward distance, if an opponent tries to bait you by jumping vertically, you'll still land a clean hit. However, if you misjudge the spacing, you might end up launching yourself into orbit like a failed rocket launch, self-destructing spectacularly. Its performance may not match the sheer stun power of Gookie's high kick direct hit from Street Fighter II Turbo, but the somersault itself isn't to be underestimated. After executing a somersault, Guile can immediately guard from the moment he touches the ground. So anyone unaware of this will simply assume, I pressed the button too late. The only weak spot of the somersault is the brief moment when you're left hanging helplessly in midair after the attack. Since this is the only moment you can punish it, even if Guile mistakenly fires it off from the worst possible position, the risk remains surprisingly low. Of course, you all already know it's an anti-air move packed generously with invincibility frames, right? Guile doesn't rely solely on his somersault anti-air. When he hasn't charged it up, he can smoothly switch to his normal attacks for defense. The crouching heavy punch I'm showing you now is pretty decent, praised for its straight up vertical reach, but honestly, I wouldn't recommend relying on it as your go-to anti-air. More often than not, your opponent will beat you out. That's why Guile prefers mixing it up, opting for kicks rather than punches, depending on the distance. The zoom kick you're seeing right now is excellent at handling those long-range jump attacks. That's because Guile's foot is purely offensive at the tip, ensuring it's always your opponent who takes the hit. Even Chun-Li, with her famously strong aerial moves, doesn't stand a chance against Guile's tip range precision. But as I mentioned earlier, the medium kick is only effective at long distances. Next, let me show you the heavy kick anti-air as well. It's an exceptionally effective anti-air move against opponents like Ryu or Ken. In this series, most players tend to pick Ryu or Ken, so considering that, this move's effectiveness is pretty impressive. You can effortlessly snatch Ryu or Ken's jump attacks right out of the air, like catching a mouse in a trap. Next up is Lucky's flashy Geogun kick and Guile's elegant close-range medium kick, both absolute highlights. It's very effective to catch a basic attack against Bang Kwang Chong with a close jump attack. It's a ridiculously powerful basic move, sneaky enough to even hit opponents falling slightly behind you. Friends hopping around recklessly can be easily shut down with this Geogun kick. Keep in mind, if you press the medium kick while inputting a directional key, you'll accidentally trigger the knee attack, which might leave you vulnerable to jump-ins. Always stick to a neutral position when using this move. The Geogun kick is a basic skill that continues to shine in subsequent series. The next move is the first ever mid-air grab in a 2D fighting game. It even grabs at a surprising distance in the air, not just on the ground. The throw is executed with a hand grab, while the back break uses a foot grab. The damage is massive, but it's tricky to pull off, and can only be used when you've completely read your opponent. Sometimes, even when you don't aim for it, it activates on its own, making Guile even stronger. Following the mid-air grab, we have another unique grab that turns the opponent into a spinning top. It's the middle punch grab. It's just a long throw, but here, a bug technique comes into play. The Sonic Boom is typically a move that requires you to look back, but it can be used immediately after a grab. By holding the grab direction key and pressing punch after the grab, you can execute the Sonic Boom. The trick here is that it works regardless of the throw direction. No limits, all options are on the table. Any direction, forward or backward, is possible. Using the weak form fits into the timing of the base. Since reversals are impossible, Guile can continue to dominate the game even after throwing. Next is a screenshot that I'm posting with permission from Mega J because I can't use it myself. Following my instructions will guarantee a direct body shot every time. I've seen some stories about using this bug and getting pulled. Next up is Street Fighter II's signature dying technique, the Blink Stalker. Blink is used as a low blink ball, and since its reach is short, it's hard to maintain continuous stuns if your timing is even slightly off. After a jump attack, you need to add CPS in between, making it quite a tricky move. On the other hand, Guile uses this as a long-range blink shot, and the reach is surprisingly far. I always say that combos are the hardest, but every now and then, this kind of quick poke is possible, especially with Guile. Even if the opponent is already stunned, I just don't care and land another stun like this. Even the quick pokes, Jeljari, end up overwhelming the main character, Ryu. Finally, let me show you Guile's iconic combo. If you get hit by this, you're almost always stunned. However, in a game like this, where there's no damage cap, being stunned is still dangerous, even with high vitality. You can see Ken immediately crumble with just 2 hits from the iconic combo. This is all I've prepared. I have a video that organizes a collection of bugs. Please click the card above to check out. That's all for now. This was Doll. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. Thank you.